if you have only two types of experiences in your life, and let's put imagination as part of the night dream kind of experience, if we have these 2 or 3 types of experience only in our lives, and half of them are, we know, mind created, why would we be so reluctant to even consider the possibility that the waking experience is also mind created, but is also created by the mind? Life is a dream, but it's also correct to say that dream is alive, is life, since both are expressions of the mind. Imagination is also mind, because this is how we can attempt to navigate our way through the block universe inside our little boat called our individual unique slice. So imagination, using the imagination, can we use our imagination more, knowing that the waking reality is also mind-made, knowing that night experiences, night dreams are also mind-made, knowing that imaginations are also mind-made? Can we use our mind to reshape the way we experience and to influence what we experience, so that we can eradicate once and for all the suffering from the experience? Can we do that? Can we overcome millions of years of evolution of mind, which have biased our experience to be controlled by the unconscious mind? Can we be lucid enough? Can we raise our awareness high enough to the epiphany that this is all just one single mind? Can we raise our awareness? Can we, like in a lucid dream, become lucid when we realize that we are in a dream? Likewise, we become lucid in every possible experience when we realize is mind, is created by mind, and it cannot possibly exist away from the mind. Can we use this realization in order to control the unconscious mind? Can we become more and more lucid? Can we increase the strength of our conscious, of the conscious mind, to prevent the unconscious mind from continuing to control our lives, from continuing to control and to create the experiences for us? It is wonderful that this is mind, everything is mind, because that means we have a chance to control it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any possible chance. But still, there is a big enemy, because mind is controlled by the unconscious mind. So, realizing that everything is mind is not enough. We still need to be able to gain the war over the unconscious mind that has been ruling not only our lives, but also the lives of all our ancestors, from the time when we were monkeys to the time where we are now. There's been an evolution, but it's not been an evolution of physical objects or physical bodies. It's been an evolution of mind, a mind that creates imaginations and believes that they are physical. Evolution is true, but it's an evolution of the mind. Mind was a primitive mind and it's slightly less primitive now, but the only possible path for direct and solid evolution is the path that I'm describing now, is the path of realization, first that everything is mind, and second that is not enough, because we have an enemy inside mind, which is the unconscious mind, the ruler, established by millions of years of evolution. That gives the unconscious mind a big deal of inertia over our lives. It's very hard to deprogram oneself from the unconscious mind, to reprogram oneself into the conscious mind, so that we can gain control over our experience, over our unique individual slice portion of the block multiverse. Can we do like Jesus and gain control over the unconscious, gain control over the devil, because unconscious and devil, they are synonymous. Can we gain control over the devil? Can we control the unconscious? Can we regain our power within? Can we be again masters of our own mind? Can we go back to the Garden of Eden? Because the expulsion from the Garden of Eden was only just that, was the unconscious mind taking over the conscious mind and making us fall into a very deep sleep of believing in an external world, making us feel like victims of an external world, when it's rather the opposite. We are the creators, because there is no external world, because what we are is a frame of reference, and what a frame of reference is a mind, and the mind is the owner of a unique slice in the block multiverse. Therefore, you are the sole owner of a portion chunk of infinity. Of everything that you see and everyone that you see, you are creating them with your mind. Even though they are creating you too with their mind, it's a shared solipsism. That is the truth, that is the path, that is the way that Jesus spoke to us. That is what quantum mechanics is telling us, that can be observed from within light. If you were inside light, you would see it's not one single unit, you would see the full multiverse, all the slices of running simultaneously, every possible history, every possible event happening simultaneously. The Big Bang, the death of Jesus, the resurrection of Jesus, the Second World War, every possible event in history, in the future, in the past, or in any galaxy in a faraway universe. Every single possible history happens simultaneously, is happening simultaneously from the frame of reference of light. And we know that light is the only true frame of reference. That means that that is the true. The true is not what we are seeing here on Earth, a single history with a body that gets old and events and people die, etc. That is not the true. The true is all frames of reference, all possible events of all possible histories, infinite number of events, infinite numbers of possible histories happening at once simultaneously. This is the Big Bang. This is what happened in the Big Bang, and it's still happening, because time doesn't run from the frame of reference of light. Light dwells outside of time and outside of space. And we know that thanks to science. Very interesting indeed, if we can remember this. So, yes, there is only mind, and the multiverse is a single mind, which is also called oneness, and is fully entangled, as quantum mechanics has proven. There is a full entanglement of every single so-called external object is entangled with each other, all the way back to the Big Bang, because they are all happening simultaneously from the frame of reference of light. And this is something that cannot be understood, and is surprising scientists. They cannot understand why everything is infinitely entangled regardless of time and distance. However, when we understand relativity, understand that only light is the truth and the path, then we understand entanglement. It cannot be any other way. We must keep our engines always running. We must keep the plane, even when the plane is flying high and well and stable. We must keep the engines running, otherwise the plane will start falling. By keeping the engines running, I mean to keep reminding ourselves that everything is mind and there is no external universe, and that we must keep control over the unconscious mind. We are mind, the body is only a figment in the imagination of the mind. When I'm talking about the ancestors, I'm talking about ourselves, because we are the mind that is imagining all this. The devil has been torturing us for millions of years of evolution of the mind. It's only that we keep forgetting. Every time we imagine that we are born in a new body, we forget. And this is a technique of device the devil uses in order to erase our memories. We have to remember, like Plato said, we have to self-remember that which we can gather from previous lives, that which we can gather from the past. We have to remember that all is mind, that there is no external reality, that there is a war that we are waging. It's a war against the devil, it's a war against the unconscious mind. And it's a very real war, and if you don't know that this war exists, then you have absolutely no chance of winning it. The first step is to recognize that you have an enemy, and it's an enemy within. An enemy who is trying to distract you. He is trying to fool you every second into believing in an external physical reality. It's a very powerful enemy. But first, we have identified the enemy. We have identified the strategy that the enemy is using. We know the enemy has been doing this for many millions of years. And it's about time that we, as part of the process of evolution of human mind, of the truly conscious mind, we have to gradually put an end to this human disease. That's what I mean when I'm saying keep the engines running. Keep the engines running. Never turn them off. All experiences are mind, including the waking reality. That's why Jesus said, if you believe that you can make it, you can make something, if you truly believe in it, the mountain can cast itself onto the sea and it will be done, because everything is mind. The only trick you need is to actually be able to overcome the unconscious mind. First, to realize that everything is mind, and second, to overcome the unconscious mind or the devil. This is what Jesus meant by you have to have faith, and it has to be genuine faith, even though it's as small as a mustard seed, because the mustard seed is a very small seed, but it's a small seed that turns into a giant tree. So, giving this analogy, Jesus was saying that even though your faith may be small, as long as it's genuine, it will grow and you will be able to make miracles. In other words, stop believing in an external world. Know that everything is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. That means mind is within you. That's what you are. You are the frame of reference. You are the owner of your own universe. It's a solipsistic universe. At least each slice is solipsistic in a multiverse that is there. And then you will be able to make miracles, starting by the miracle of overcoming